For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's kind of, this is kind of like a...
Are you dumb or something?
I take my kids to the movies to see Avengers. It's $150. I'm like, I don't even want to see myself that much.
For months, we've known that Captain America 4 Brave New World, or in other words, a Captain America movie with no Captain America in it, was going to be a complete and total disaster. From delays to a multitude of rewrites to reshooting effectively the entire movie.
He's the what people should look up to. He's what people should he's representing and embodying the ethic of America, truth, justice, strength, honor, all that kind of stuff. He's the embodiment. That's what people should be hoping to strive to become.
For months, there have been concerns surrounding Captain America, Brave New World, with reports of delays, rewrites, and extensive reshoots. The situation has many wondering if the film is headed for disaster. Now, Anthony Mackie has stirred even more controversy with a recent statement that raised eyebrows. Imagine starring in a Captain America movie and suggesting that America shouldn't necessarily be central to the character's identity. That's essentially what Mackie implied. His remarks have left fans questioning whether he fully understands the iconic role he's stepping into, or if this is yet another instance of a Hollywood star alienating the fan base. It's reminiscent of the controversy surrounding Rachel Zegler and her comments about Snow White, where she called the classic story outdated and weird. The backlash was swift, leading to delays and attempts by Disney to repair the damage. Now, some fear that Mackie's statements could similarly impact Brave New World before it even hits theaters. Taking a similar approach with Captain America, one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, could be a risky move for Marvel. The studio is already facing significant challenges. The MCU is struggling, the Avengers lack a clear leader, and audiences are losing interest. This latest controversy involving Anthony Mackie may be the final nail in the coffin for Brave New World. Mackie's remarks have sparked debate, leaving fans questioning his understanding of the character and what Captain America stands for. For decades, Captain America has been more than just another comic book hero. He's symbolized patriotism, honor, and courage, representing the best ideals of America, not its politics or government, but its people. The very idea that anyone, regardless of their background, can stand up for what's right, fight for freedom, and protect the innocent is at the heart of the character's legacy. His iconic costume, adorned with the American flag, reinforces these timeless ideals. Straying from this foundation risks alienating loyal fans and undermining the film's message. If Marvel isn't careful, Brave New World could join the growing list of recent MCU disappointments. Captain America's shield is a literal representation of American ideals, defense, not aggression. It's a symbol of protection, standing between the innocent and those who wish them harm. Even the A on his forehead serves as a reminder of the character's strong ties to American values, famously quipped in the comics as, "It doesn't stand for France." The strength of Captain America has always been his ability to transcend politics and represent timeless virtues, courage, integrity, and a belief in doing what's right, no matter the cost. He's a beacon for ideals that resonate beyond borders, the embodiment of a leader who inspires people through action and compassion rather than brute force. Moving too far from this legacy risks not only diluting the character but alienating longtime fans who see Captain America as more than just a superhero. His significance lies in the hope and unwavering principles he brings to both the Marvel Universe and audiences worldwide.
Brave New World. So let's say it does 650, 600. That's good.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
If this movie actually can open in that $90 to $95 million range, with a new character taking on the role of and taking on the mantle of Captain America, I think you got to take that as an unmitigated win.
that would be a very respectable beginning for that film, opening weekend.
No, that would be a gigantic bomb because they basically had to reshoot an entirely new movie because the test screenings were so negatively received.
Screenings did not go over so well. I don't know which version is going to actually land in theaters, but this trailer has me sold.
The world is on the brink of war. The world needs a reset.
Adamantium is the discovery of the millennium.
So many surprises left.
Adamantium could tip the global balance of power.
If only one country is going to control it, it's going to be us.
You have no idea what I have in store. We can't let it.
Captain America was born during World War II, created as a punch in the face to tyranny, fascism, and oppression at a time when the world desperately needed hope. He wasn't just a superhero. He was a symbol of what America could be when it lived up to its highest ideals. That's why Steve Rogers remains beloved to this day. Any actor stepping into the role should understand and respect that legacy. Yet, Anthony Mackie recently made headlines by saying, "I don't think the term America should be one of those representations." Wait, what? The guy playing Captain America doesn't think the character should represent America? That's like an actor playing Spider-Man saying, "I don't think this character should have anything to do with spiders." It's absurd. Captain America's identity is intrinsically tied to representing the best ideals of America: courage, compassion, selflessness, and integrity. He's not just another superhero. He's a living symbol of hope and inspiration. Stripping away that core aspect risks losing what makes the character unique and powerful. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Hollywood has attempted to water down Captain America. The comics have similarly taken controversial turns, like renaming him the Captain to make him seem less patriotic or crafting storylines where he abandons the shield out of shame for America's actions. Even DC has faced backlash for removing the American way from Superman's iconic truth, justice, and the American way slogan in an effort to make the character more globally palatable. Tampering with iconic legacies often alienates the very fans who have cherished these characters for generations. Heroes like Captain America aren't about blind nationalism. They're about representing ideals that can unite and inspire people everywhere. That's what makes them timeless. This is the same Hollywood playbook we've seen time and time again. Take something beloved, strip away what made it special, and then act shocked when fans push back. Instead of honoring the core values that made these characters iconic, they try to reinvent them into something unrecognizable, only to be met with backlash. The worst part? We've seen this exact scenario play out before. Just look at Rachel Zegler and Snow White. Zegler openly criticized the classic Disney story, calling it outdated and weird. Fans were understandably frustrated, seeing a beloved character dismissed by the very actor tasked with bringing her to life. The backlash was swift, leading to delays and behind-the-scenes damage control from Disney. Now, with Anthony Mackie's controversial comments about Captain America's identity, Marvel seems to be headed down a similar path. Fans don't reject change for the sake of nostalgia. They push back because they want studios to preserve the essence of what made these characters resonate across generations. When you strip away that foundation, you lose not only the character, but the audience's trust. Controversy with a recent statement that raised eyebrows. Imagine starring in a Captain America movie and suggesting that America shouldn't necessarily be central to the character's identity. That's essentially what Mackie implied. His remarks have left fans questioning whether he fully understands the iconic role he's stepping into, or if this is yet another instance of a Hollywood star alienating the fan base. It's reminiscent of the controversy surrounding Rachel
and his Captain America belongs on the big screen for me.
Yeah, he's not Steve Rogers. He's a whole nother Captain America, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Easy, big fella.
Cannot wait to hopefully see everyone on board with Anthony Mackie as Cap. I think I got there throughout the arc of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love seeing the ascent of Sam Wilson into this heroic figure with the responsibility of Cap. Like, he took on all those responsibilities, and he grew into the wielding the shield while we saw why when...
If there's one thing we've learned over the past year, it's that actors publicly criticizing their own movies rarely ends well. Take Rachel Zegler, for instance. She mocked Snow White, one of Disney's most iconic films, calling it outdated and weird. She dismissed the love story and even trashed the prince, making it clear she had little respect for the beloved source material. The result? Backlash, delays, and costly reshoots. Disney panicked, realizing they had a potential disaster on their hands, and Snow White quickly became a lower priority. Now, Anthony Mackie seems to be making the same mistake. Instead of promoting Captain America, Brave New World in a way that honors the character's legacy, he's pushing a narrative that nobody asked for. He emphasizes that Captain America is about honor, dignity, and integrity, which sounds nice on the surface, but completely misses a crucial point. Captain America represents something much bigger. He's a symbol of timeless ideals rooted in courage, freedom, and the belief in doing what's right, regardless of the odds. When actors stray from the core identity of these beloved characters, it risks alienating the very fans who have kept them relevant for decades. Hollywood would do well to remember that honoring the past doesn't mean abandoning progress. It means finding a way to preserve what made these stories special in the first place. The values that Captain America represents are deeply tied to America itself. They're not separate from the character. They define him. Fans have made it clear they aren't buying any attempts to detach Cap from his patriotic roots. The reaction online was swift and brutal, with many saying, well, his name is Captain America for a reason. The sentiment was simple. If an actor doesn't want to embody what Captain America stands for, why take on the role in the first place? Some fans have even called for a boycott of Captain America, Brave New World, a potential disaster Marvel can't afford given its recent struggles. Mackie later tried to walk back his comments, saying, I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. But by then, the damage was done. Fans saw it as an attempt at damage control, and many weren't convinced. It's not just the controversy surrounding Mackie. The entire film appears troubled. Reports indicate multiple rewrites and extensive reshoots, with underwhelming test screenings. Despite Marvel claiming the budget was $180 million, insiders suggest that reshoots alone may have cost that much. Even the film's runtime, at just 1 hour and 58 minutes, the shortest Captain America movie ever, hints at corner cutting. Mackie himself sounds exhausted by the controversy, recently saying, let's just go to the movies and chill the F out. But that's not how it works when you're playing one of the most iconic superheroes of all time. There's a responsibility to respect the character and what he stands for. Unfortunately, Brave New World is shaping up to be just another MCU disappointment, the latest in a series of films that failed to connect with fans because they've lost sight of what made these characters great. If Marvel doesn't course correct soon, the backlash from fans isn't going to stop. It's only going to get worse.
Are boycotting the Captain America Marvel franchise because, well, the new actor who plays Captain America doesn't really think Captain America represents America.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
Oh, and for him, that's apparently not America.
What's going on with Captain America Brave World? Are you still in it?
I am not a part of that film.
What happened?
The script went through a lot of rewrites and reshoots, and essentially my role got either repurposed or completely erased. Yeah, from my understanding, there were just a lot of rewrites and a lot of reshoots. I've got a finished product that hopefully they're happy with, and hopefully it's successful, but it will be sans Seth Rollins.
So there is a guy in the trailer that looks an awful lot like Seth Rollins.
To be fair, he looked an awful lot like you as well, because you could just see his eyeballs.
Wait a second.
We got some dark, deep-set eyes, so who knows? I will say unequivocally, I am not in the film. I do not want anybody to go to the film thinking, oh, I'm here to see Seth Rollins. There might be two people that would do that, but if I don't want those two people to waste their time, I am not in the film. It should be a good one. Marvel does a great job.
These are things that would ruin Captain America Brave New World. The first mistake this movie can make is not giving Sam Wilson the super soldier serum. Now listen, I know that kind of goes against what he wants as a character, and that's kind of what makes makes him different than Steve Rogers, but at the same time, I kind of don't care. This dude is going to be fighting the Red Hulk, members of the Serpent Society, and who knows what in the next Avengers movies. I'm not trying to say that Sam is like a terrible fighter or anything. I'm sure he could kind of hold his own, but if he's going to just be defeating all these people as a regular guy, I feel like it's just going to end up feeling a little bit goofy. Anthony Mackie has literally straight up come out and said that he's not getting the super soldier serum in this movie, but we know they just lie about things in their upcoming films all the time to not spoil stuff, so I feel like it's still possible.
Okay guys, so there's some budget controversy regarding Captain America Brave New World, so let's talk about it because we gotta talk some facts. So this article came out of nowhere saying this movie has a budget of $350 to $375 million including reshoots, and the reshoots alone cost close to $100 million. Apparently this article says they're set to film 3 major action sequences from May to August 2024.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
If Hollywood had learned anything from the Snow White disaster, Anthony Mackie wouldn't be in this mess. Yet here we are again. Another actor dismissing the legacy of a beloved character, another PR disaster, and another movie likely headed for box office failure. Rachel Zegler's downfall was one of the biggest Hollywood blunders in recent years. Instead of promoting Snow White, she mocked the original as weird, dismissed the love story, and acted as though she was above the source material. Fans were furious, backlash spread like wildfire, and Disney scrambled into full damage control mode, delaying and reshooting the film until it was practically buried. Now Mackie seems to be following the same path. Rather than embracing what Captain America has always symbolized, he made the baffling claim that the character shouldn't actually represent America. That's like signing up to play Batman and then saying Gotham City doesn't matter to the story. It's a misstep that risks alienating loyal fans and setting up another Hollywood disappointment. Claiming that Captain America shouldn't represent America is as absurd as playing Batman and dismissing Gotham City as irrelevant. It's insulting to fans and shows a lack of understanding of the character's core values. Social media erupted with criticism, with comments like, "Why are you even playing the role? Captain America not representing America is the dumbest thing I've ever heard." This situation mirrors the Snow White controversy, where Rachel Zegler's disrespect for the original story led to backlash and damage control. Similarly, Mackie was forced into a PR scramble, posting an Instagram story stating, "Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime." But the damage was already done. Unfortunately, Mackie isn't the first actor to distance Captain America from America. Even Chris Evans, the original MCU Cap, made comments in 2011 downplaying the character's patriotic image, saying, "This isn't a flag-waving movie." DC made a similar move with Superman, removing truth, justice, and the American way from his motto to make it more inclusive. Hollywood's ongoing effort to erase patriotism from its iconic heroes under the belief that it will make them more globally appealing isn't working. Fans want authentic portrayals that respect these characters' roots, not watered-down versions stripped of their core identity. Hollywood's attempt to make iconic heroes more global by watering down their core values isn't resonating with audiences. Fans want authentic portrayals, not politically sanitized versions. The box office numbers reflect this dissatisfaction. Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney are all struggling as viewers reject these narratives. Mackie's recent comments about Captain America, Brave New World being non-political and urging fans to chill out came far too late. For years, Marvel storytelling has leaned heavily into political messaging, particularly in The Falcon and The Winter Soldier. Now, Mackie's sudden pivot feels disingenuous. Captain America 4 was already facing production issues before the controversy, with extensive reshoots, weak test screenings, and a suspiciously short runtime. Marvel's lack of clear direction post-Endgame is apparent, with Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and even Benedict Cumberbatch seemingly absent from the Avengers' future. The franchise feels leaderless. Harrison Ford's Red Hulk being linked to political figures only fuels fan frustration. If Mackie had embraced Captain America's legacy and connected with fans instead of distancing the character from American ideals, this backlash might have been avoided. Instead, he followed a familiar Hollywood playbook, mocking beloved characters and then scrambling to mend the damage. Fans are tired of shallow storytelling and identity politics. They crave the compelling narratives and meaningful character development that defined Marvel's earlier phases. Without course correction, Brave New World may become yet another MCU disappointment.
Before Phase 4 set him up for nothing, how his show continued giving him nothing, and used the original 6 Avengers to really contrast his nothingness. Then we'll wrap it up by looking at the trailers, rumors of production hell, and Aldous Huxley to predict where this movie could be going and how many megatons it's gonna be.
It didn't even make it past the internal screenings at Disney Marvel. So why is Captain African American in the news again? Well, according to rumor, there was some poor test screenings leading to more reshoots. Now let's keep in mind that 99% of the Scoopers' scoops are full of poop. I mean, these are the same people who reported this banger via Daniel RPK. An untitled Marvel Studio film will reportedly start filming in the UK in fall of 2025. Why, thank you for telling us that Marvel might shoot a movie sometime in the near future.
I got a feeling that movie's not going to do well. I got a feeling Thunderbolts is not going to do well, and I think that Captain America is going to have something to is going to help. Like, it's going to help those movies underperform even worse, because it's hard to tell, because like obviously you had Guardians of the Galaxy and that did pretty good, and outside of all the other Marvel failures that were happening, but nothing that Marvel is putting out is helping the next project. And you're advertising, as Little Platoon just said, Captain America in the title, and people are just not interested.
Estimates are leaning towards it's going to make $10 to $20 million less than what Quantumania opened to, and it's looking to make half or less than half of what Captain America Civil War opened to many years back.
And it's sort of ironic they're releasing it February 14th, Valentine's Day, because this box office is going to be anything but a love story for Marvel. Now, of course, I'm not one to call doom and gloom for a project without giving real reason.
It was kind of working. At least for me, over the last couple of weeks, a lot of the trailers, the TV spots, they keep giving us a little bit more of the Red Hulk and that fight. It was really starting to work for me. I don't know if you guys noticed, on the different streams and the videos, but your boy started to get excited for the movie.
Those are heavy hitters, but when you look at the newer, younger people, when you look at Danny, like I remember being in that role and being in that position when Chris Evans was Cap. So it's just exciting for people to see him and see what he brings to that character. Reality, you have a storyline that's more just based in a natural reality that we can relate to, just like the other Cap movies. You can expect Harrison Ford. You can expect, you can expect great action. Like we had a great stunt team. My stuntman, David Warren, does flips, kicks, and all kind of crazy stuff.
Man, it's tough being Captain America these days, isn't it?
Some work.
With its massive budget, weak hype, and growing controversy, Captain America: Brave New World is shaping up to be more of a costly misfire than a blockbuster success. Anthony Mackie had big shoes to fill after Chris Evans, but instead of embracing what made Captain America iconic, he's left many fans questioning whether he's the right person for the role. The MCU itself is in chaos. Steve Rogers is gone. Tony Stark is gone. Even Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange is reportedly absent from future Avengers projects, and Chris Hemsworth's Thor may not return. Marvel's leadership vacuum is glaring, with no clear direction for the Avengers. Sam Wilson was a strong and unique character as Falcon, but Marvel's decision to strip him of that identity and hand him Steve Rogers' shield hasn't resonated with many fans. The issue isn't about race, but respecting character legacies. Audiences rejected this storyline in the comics, and now Marvel risks making the same mistake on the big screen. The parallels to Snow White are clear. Rachel Zegler's dismissive remarks alienated audiences before the film even hit theaters, leading to delays and reshoots. Similarly, Mackie's controversial comments have sparked backlash. Although he later walked back his statements, the damage may already be done. Marvel's storytelling struggles are compounded by production troubles, including extensive reshoots and budget concerns. Despite official claims of a $180 million budget, insider reports suggest that reshoots alone cost as much as a standalone film. This lack of transparency is reminiscent of the studio's approach to the Marvels, which bombed at the box office. If Brave New World flops, it won't just be another failed project. It will further signal that Marvel's golden age is over. Fans want stories that respect iconic characters and their legacies, not politically charged rewrites that dilute what made them beloved. Marvel needs to listen, or the franchise may continue to decline. What do you think? Will Brave New World be a success, or is it destined to join a growing list of superhero flops?